G'day YouTube, it's Brett here from Overtime Gaming with you once again, and welcome back with some more FIFA 13 connected career modes. And of course we're with Newcastle United again today, guys. That's right, the black and white army, the Toon army, the mighty Magpies. And we're in Europa League action away from home today, guys, against IFK Norrkoping. Have no idea who they are. If you know who they are, let me know in the comment section below, because we have got another game against them in a few games. Obviously they are in our group in the Europa League, and not had the greatest start to Europa League action so far. 2 draws out of 2 matches, just like we had last season, but hopefully we can turn it around just like we did last year as well. You can see our group there. Oh, this is our second game, sorry about that, guys. I thought we had played more than that, but as you can see, no one else has got any more than 1 point either. The other game in the group, which of course was Norrkoping versus whoever else in our group, was also a draw, and we drew against RB Salzburg, Red Bull Salzburg. So it's all square. Hopefully we can pick up a nice win here against Norrkoping. I presume Norrkoping is something like Copenhagen, something like that. Hopefully we can pick up 3 points. We definitely could use it. Just give us a bit of form going forward. I believe we've got Arsenal in the next game anyway, guys. So a nice win here will give us a bit of momentum going into the Arsenal game, seeing as they've got a strong side. I mean, their up front is Walcott, Podolski, Fred, and they've just bought Robinho as well, so extremely strong side. We had the early chance there with Mbiwa, who's been extremely efficient in front of goal so far this year, but unfortunately he misses the target there, guys. But we've got a bit to talk about. Of course, the big news in football at the moment is the new FIFA ruling is that they now have the power to ban or relegate clubs that have fans that are now racist towards their players. And this is major. Before, they couldn't really relegate you. They could dock a few points and fine you and stuff like that, and force you to play games behind closed doors. But they've now been given the power to be able to fine teams, dock them points, relegate them, and even ban them from competitions. Huge step in the right direction. 99% of the FIFA members elected to go with this. I presume the other 1% is most likely the Russians, because let's face it, the Russian league is one of the most racist fueled leagues in the world. I mean, hence why Hulk wants to leave Zenit St. Petersburg, because of racial abuse from his own fans, which is absolutely disgraceful, I might add. But of course, if you're a black or even foreign player going to Russia, you're going to be subject to racial abuse. You should know that before you go there. Which is why places like Serbia and of course Russia never really have home games played in their country international wise, because teams don't want to be subject of racial abuse from fans, so they tend to avoid the situation. Of course, Brazil have had a habit of playing home games in Russia recently, which a lot of their players have been subject of racial abuse. Of course, it all mainly started when Roberto Carlos played over there for Angie. Of course, he's now an assistant manager there. But he had monkey chants at him and bananas thrown at him by his own fans throughout the season, which did make his decision of retirement. He found it disgraceful, and you can't really blame him. It's absolutely horrific when players get treated like that. They definitely shouldn't be. But you still should know what's going to when you go to a country, what people are like over there. But you still don't expect to get racial abuse from your own fans. But unfortunately, that is what happens over there at the moment. And it's not really going to change. Now, of course, there was the big bust up in Serbia. I know Serbia is not actually in Russia anymore, but it was a Soviet state. So they are very similar. And of course, Serbia under 21s versus England under 21s. Serbia have been banned from multiple competitions, fined numerous times. Of course, last year there was the match against the England under 21s. England under 21 scored in the last minute, and we went celebrating down the pitch because we were celebrating qualification. As we were doing that, there was stuff thrown from the crowd at all the black players. There was monkey chants towards Danny Rose. Danny Rose had enough of it and kicked the ball into the stand while he was getting abused. The ref actually ended up sending off Danny Rose, which was absolutely disgraceful. Whilst he was getting monkey chants, this was. And all the Serbian players then insisted of going and beating up a number of the black players and a number of the England players from the side. It was absolutely disgraceful. There were a number of Serbians, don't get me wrong, that were pulling their teammates away and apologising to the England players because they weren't doing anything. But it was just a majority of them were kicking the crap into the England black players and stuff like that. Fans were joining in. It all kicked off down the tunnel as well. One of the England managers actually got held up and kicked the living crap out of going down the tunnel. It was absolutely disgraceful scenes. And it resulted in both teams actually getting fined. And a few players getting banned, like Steven Corker was banned and stuff like that, and so was Danny Rose. It's absolutely disgraceful, and of course FIFA didn't take major action against Serbia, but instead, it was UEFA, not FIFA, opted to fine and punish both teams involved, which is disgraceful. All the England boys were doing was sticking up for their teammates. It was a scary situation for them. I mean, a number of the black players like Thomas Ince and stuff came forward and said they were scared in the situation, and you can't really blame them in a country like that. It's just my opinion. I don't think they should play games against teams like that until they're proven to their racial abuse is gone, because it has no part in football, guys. Let's face it. We look at the number of black players and foreign players in the Premier League now, and they should not be subject to racial abuse. They shouldn't be abused. There's a difference between the abuse fans give over here, non-racially, say we all know we all call players crap and that they can't play, all that sort of stuff. That's different. That's part of the game. That's always going to happen. Someone's always going to think you're worse than you actually are, or going to debate your skills with you. That's always going to happen. But what players shouldn't have to put up with, and coaching staff shouldn't have to put up with, is racial abuse. It has no part in the game. It has no part in the modern world, in all honesty. Of course, we've all heard the stuff about the racial abuse happening in the real world today, but I'm not going to get into that. That's a completely different thing. But I just don't think it has any part in the game. There's no difference between any of us, and in all honesty, a number of the black players, the reason they get racial abuse is because they're so good. I guarantee you the reason Hulk gets racial abuse from fans is because he is so good that they're jealous. And that is the honest truth. It's just disgraceful how it happens. It really shouldn't happen. It's been around for years, and I'm afraid it probably will be around forever. It's never really going to change. Absolutely gorgeous strike, unlucky there. It's never really going to change unless FIFA come down and completely punish teams for being for racial abuse, and that's what they're starting to now. I think it should have been implemented sooner, but finally it started. But that's enough on that front. I want your opinions on what's going on there. The other vote I need you guys to vote on, some of you already have, is whether I should sell DeBuchy. We can get around 10 million for him if I sell him. He's never really been in great form for us, and we've got Korsha, who's only 2 overall worse than DeBuchy, waiting in the wings, much younger than DeBuchy, waiting just to take over in the defensive position. So I need your vote. A number of people have already voted. Do you think I should sell DeBuchy? It'll give me enough money to go out and get a couple of midfielders and even another striker if I want to. So it will just give me enough money to go out and strengthen our side. If we get the 10 million for DeBuchy and we get 10 million from the board, which is what I'm going to look to request, we may actually be able to go out and sign Benzema. So I want to know your views on the situation. We do get the goal. Ben Arfa goes into the back post. Absolutely gorgeous strike by, I believe it was Niang. It could have been Sissoko. Gorgeous strike just off the post and then hits the goalkeeper. Or the other way around. And Ben Arfa's just there to get the header in. And we're up 1-0, guys. Exactly what we wanted. Nice way to go through the second half. Hopefully we can hold on to the league now, guys. And get 3 points out of this game. Now, as I was saying, do you think I should sell DeBuchy? It will allow us the funds to go out and buy a number of players like I want. Like, with that 10 million, I can go out and straight away buy Granera. And have money left over to possibly put towards another striker, which will be probably Gamero or someone along those lines. Of course, I want Mendy from AS Monaco as well. There's a couple of other young players I want. I'll show you the shortlist nearer the transfer window. I believe we're into October now, guys, in this. So just let me know what you think I should do with DeBuchy. We have got defence to cover him. I mean, I actually play better with Korsha than I do DeBuchy. But I'm a huge fan of DeBuchy in real life, which is what's stopping me from selling him. And I know there's a couple of guys in the comment section that have said the same thing. They're big, massive fans of him in real life, so don't want to sell him. And that's my problem as well, which is why I'm giving it to you on a vote. I'm going to go with whatever you fans, you subscribers, vote the most for. So get voted in the comment section. All you have to do is leave sell DeBuchy or keep DeBuchy. You don't have to give me a reason if you don't want to. Reason would help, but just leave it in the comment section below. Sell DeBuchy or keep DeBuchy, and I'll count them up near the transfer window. Now, Alongside that, we've all heard the rumours about Luis Suarez going to Liverpool. And this is where I want us to bring in. Of course, we know the deal will be around 40 million because that's Suarez's release clause in his contract. It's going to be huge fund. And 40 million, I don't think Liverpool would be bothered if they lose Suarez for 40 million because they can go out and strengthen their side massively with 40 million. Now, what I've had in mind, of course, is with Madrid. I don't think this deal is going to go ahead. Not the Suarez to Madrid. It wouldn't surprise me if Suarez does go to Madrid because I believe his ban doesn't carry over to Spain because it's an FA ban, not a Spanish Football Association ban. So I believe his suspension will be wiped if he goes there. And Madrid is a huge club, so I don't really blame him. And if Madrid can get Bale and Suarez, it'll be absolutely incredible. But what I was going to say was, what do you think of this deal if it's put forward? I don't think this deal that I'm about to say will ever happen. But what do you think you would do as a Liverpool fan? Benzema and 5 million for Suarez. Just a straight up deal like that. What would you do as a Liverpool fan with that deal? And as you can see, guys, we do concede the goal. It's 1-1 now, 90th minute. Piss poor goal, in all honesty. Poor defence to allow them to get the rebound there. And it's 1-1, guys, and it looks like we're going to get a draw here, just like we did in the last year's Europa League. But as I was saying, leave in the comment section below what you think of the deal I've just mentioned. Benzema and 5 million for Suarez. What do you guys think of that deal? Would you accept it if you were Brendan Rodgers? Now, you can see the episode's finished, guys. The other game did finish as a draw. I believe I actually kind of ruined the result at the beginning of this video because I did say both games ended in draws because I thought I was further ahead than I actually was. You can see we've got Arsenal and then Stoke in the next couple of days. We've got a tight game. And in the next few video, guys, I've got the Arsenal one recorded on its own. But what I'm going to start doing is having 2 games in one episode. So the videos are going to be around 20 minutes long. But I'm doing that purely so we can speed up this season. So I hope you've all enjoyed the video, guys. Remember to leave a like, comment and subscribe for me. And share the video for me. Peace out, YouTube. We're heading into overtime.